I was a child, I really felt like I had the soul of an Iranian poet within me. All of my films have been so influenced by my Iranian culture and sort of this Iranian soul that I have. I feel like there's a little bit of Rumi in each of my films. I was born in Washington, D.C. actually, and then I lived in Iran from ages 1 to 5. And I grew up in the north of Iran, in the Caspian Sea region. I grew up in a house that didn't really have a religion. And so I kind of had a clean slate of what to believe and what to search for. And there was a time in my life when I felt lost and sort of unhappy, and I didn't know why. And so that was the greatest gift and greatest blessing, because that started a search for what is happiness, what is my purpose in life. And so I was making a film about peace, and I asked myself, and I was speaking with my team, who's the person who most represents peace in the world? And at that time we felt it was the Dalai Lama.
One of the purpose of religious practice is serving for other, helping for other.
My current films on the Dalai Lama, which are Dalai Lama Awakening and Compassion in Action, they really chronicle the story of these 40 innovative thinkers as they travel to India to meet the Dalai Lama to solve a lot of the world's problems. And what they learned is that in order to solve the world's problems, you have to start with yourself. I thought the process of the film would take 1 year, not 15 years. I've made a few films in my career, and this film felt so special that I felt like this process in making the film couldn't be rushed.
It's a sacred journey. It's a journey of transformation. And here we are going through India.
And I think filmmaking at its best is like a poetic process. It has to come organically and naturally. And this film had to take as long as it took. We shot over 500 hours of footage for those films. The story on the surface is an outward journey to India to meet the Dalai Lama and speak about how to change the world. But there was also this second layer, which was an inner story of personal transformation for all the characters in the film. It's easy showing a trip on a train going someplace, but the hard part and the challenge, and the wonderful challenge, is to show that trip within yourself. As I was sort of joining these characters as they were traveling to India, I was discovering things about myself as a person and as an artist.
We are not come here for making money or for making as a fame or just to make a nice statement. No.
The core message of these films is everyone has the ability to change the world by changing themselves. We all have that responsibility, and it doesn't have to be something grand or big. We've seen in history that one person can change the world. We saw it with Gandhi. We saw it with Mother Teresa. We saw it with Martin Luther King. We saw it with Dalai Lama. And they're no different than we are. They're flesh and blood. They feel. They have weaknesses. They have strengths. They had a belief. They had passion. They connected with a vision of being of service, and they've impacted the world. And everyone has that potential. The Dalai Lama in the film, he makes a really important point that we're all interconnected. What I do affects you. What you do affects your neighbor. as you change, it'll change your family, impact your family, your friends, your town, and the world. At almost every screening, there's someone who comes up to me with tears in their eyes and mentions how they were deeply impacted and how the film has changed them. And I wouldn't trade any one of those 15 years for that.